yoroshiku. Welcome to another Sunday at Daishu-in West. I'm Koju. We're having a lovely spring morning, sort of alternating cloudy and sunny and raining a little bit here and there. The rosemary and the lavender are beginning to bloom, and daffodils are up, and it's already spring in Northern California. It's delightful. So this is chapter 7, part 7 of John Blofeld's book, Master Obaku's Transmission of Mind. And the Master says, the creation of good and the creation of evil are both attachment to form. Those who attach to form and do evil will undergo unnecessary incarnations, while those who attach to form and do good struggle and suffer needlessly. It is better simply to realize the original Dharma in a flash. This Dharma is itself mind, beyond which there is no Dharma. And this mind is itself Dharma, beyond which there is no mind. The mind is itself Buddha nature, and there is nothing else. Using mind to become the Buddha nature only obscures it. Let there be a silent understanding, and do away with all suppositions. It cannot be expressed in words or conceived by conceptual thought. This mind is the pure Buddha source in all people. All sentient beings and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas are of one nature and do not differ. It is only because of our deluded discrimination we make all kinds of karma. Right. So there is no method, there is no technique, there is no way in which we can realize. Any effort, any movement from this right here, this moment, this isness, is an attempt to try and make something into something that it is not, and therefore obscures what is. We cannot, by deliberate effort, conceptual thinking, hard work, volition, shall we say. We can't, by our own volition, realize that which already is here, is this right here, shall we say. Any attempt to use volition to reach that only makes it retreat further. Using mind to become the Buddha nature only obscures it. That mind is already it. Trying to then use that in a volitional way to somehow achieve something that we already are is just adding confusion onto something that is itself perfect and not confused. Either there is trust, there is faith, or there isn't. So either we see in a flash. It is better to simply realize the original Dharma or the fundamental Dharma, that original truth, in a flash, he says, rather than suffer needlessly, producing good or producing evil. Simply have faith that this Dharma is itself mind and there isn't anything else. This mind is itself Dharma, and there isn't anything else. So if that faith exists, then everything is quite clear. It's when that faith does not exist that we struggle needlessly, producing good and producing evil. As far as I can tell, there aren't any shortcuts. But we can find ways. We can, exercising and developing our intuitive sense, we can find ways isn't quite the right way to put it, but we can notice environments and spaces that lend themselves to that silent knowingness that he talks about. It's clear from all these talks, this is number 10, I think, that Master Obaku is not trying to get people, human beings, to purify themselves so that they might become Buddhas. Over and over he says, this is it right here. Simply do away with conceptual thinking and notice, see this right here. And I think if we notice, maybe we don't have that faith and we get caught up in things and we're producing good and evil. But I think we can start to see when we're caught up in things and we are producing good and we are producing evil. And we might have an intuitive sense of environments, ways of being, which are less productive of various kinds of karma. And we can seek those out. And that's a good thing to do. Seeking those out gives us a place where we're not getting caught up in creating all kinds of volitional karma and creating a cycle where we're spinning around and around, creating good and creating evil and screwing up, even if it's so-called good works. Simply stop and see that there is one Buddha source of all the things, and it does not differ anywhere, ever. But my experience is I came to practice because I knew that I was self-delusional and that I was not going to get any better on my own, that I was going to continue to be self-deluded. And I needed an environment. I needed a supportive environment. And so I sought that out, and here I am. It worked. But sometimes it's a mysterious thing. Sometimes it doesn't. People find environments and they work hard, and that seeing doesn't, there's no algorithm, there's no formula to produce that faith, that knowingness. But we should deeply reflect ourselves to the things that we attach to and ask if we're really willing to give them up. Because it is the giving up of that which is most dear to us that allows us to see what really, really is. Whatever that dearly desired that thing that we coddle and we hold, whether it's our sense of self. It's usually, in my experience, it's usually that. But it could be anything, honestly. People are wide and varied and have all the attachments that can arise do arise. So we need to deeply look into ourselves and ask what it is that we are clinging to. And find environments that are supportive of the surrendering of that clingingness. And in the absence of that clinginess, then there is just a silent knowing of our oneness, the oneness. No concept of self and other. It doesn't even arise. All things as they are, and nothing else. It is only because of our deluded discrimination we make all kinds of karma. Moso bumdatsu, deluded discrimination. Our fantasy, discrimination, dividing things up, bumbetsu, is what brings rise to that. So are we really willing to put a rest to that deluded discrimination? What is it that we're attached to that makes us insist on that discriminatory thought? Okay. Well, as usual, please get in touch if there's anything that you'd like to discuss, or if you'd like to visit the temple. Everybody's always welcome. Just give me an email, and we'll figure out a time for you to come. It's contact@daishuinwest.org, and I will be back next Sunday. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu.